Let's make a stunning ladybug wreath today. The supplies you need are 2 rolls of 10-inch by 10-yard mesh, 3 5-yard rolls of ribbon, 18 pipe cleaners, and a wire wreath frame. The one I'm using is a 14-inch from the Dollar Tree. To start our wreath, first we are attaching the 18 pipe cleaners to the wire wreath frame. We attach 6 pipe cleaners to the 2 inner wires and 12 pipe cleaners to the 2 outer wires. Next, we're going to start cutting our mesh. We're going to cut 18 20-inch pieces of each roll of mesh. Each roll should contain the 18 pieces if we cut them at 20 inches. I cut each one a little short just to be sure to have enough, but still, the black wasn't long enough. I had to pull out a roll that had a little left on it to get my last 20-inch piece of black. Just as we did with the black, we're going to cut this beautiful red mesh into 18 20-inch pieces. However, this roll did contain enough mesh to cut the 20-inch pieces that we needed, and it had some left over. Now it's time to cut our ribbon. We need 12 12-inch pieces of each ribbon so we can alternate them when we put them on our wreath. I usually do this by folding the ribbon back and forth to get the 12-inch pieces. I do this for each roll of ribbon that I have. Now we need to fishtail the ribbon as we cut it. This not only cuts the ribbon apart into your pieces, but it puts a nice looking finish on each edge. After I get all my ribbon tails cut, I use a lighter and touch it to each edge of the ribbon to keep the threads in it from fraying. While doing this, if there's any bits of pieces of the wire sticking out, I trim the edges of it. Now we need to make the trifolds with the mesh and attach them to the wreath frame. We will start this by folding it over about 6 inches using the cutting mat to measure, then folding the other side back over, leaving about an inch on the edge. Then you go to this find the center, and walk your way up to the other edge. Then you will attach it to one of the pipe cleaners on the wreath frame. On the inside row, I alternated between the black and then placing the red on top. Then when I went to the outside row, I realized I should have just done the black all the way around and then put the red over top of it. Now we need to attach our ribbon tails. Start this by finding the center of the piece of ribbon and cinching it together, and then getting another piece of ribbon of a different pattern and finding the center and cinching it together, and I like to lay them in like a cross shape in my fingers, then attach them to one of the pipe cleaners. On the next pipe cleaner, I use one of the same ribbons and use the other ribbon and do this in an alternating pattern all the way around the center. Once I finish with the center rows, I move to the outside and continue the alternating pattern. Once all the ribbons are attached, we need to twist up the pipe cleaners and cut them off, then fold them over and under the ribbons to hide them out of the way. To attach our sign to this wreath, we are going to use 4 cable tie mounts and 4 pipe cleaners. When we get ready to attach the cable tie mounts, we will peel the backing off of it, attach a small dot of the super glue, and then attach to the one corner. We will repeat this for all 4 corners. Then you need to attach a pipe cleaner to each cable tie mount. To attach the sign to your wreath, you need to first find the center of the wreath and stick the pipe cleaners through and lay the sign on the front. Flip the wreath over and pull the pipe cleaners through the back and slightly attach them to the wire frame, and making sure that this is where you want the placement of your sign. Once you're sure where you want the placement of your sign, you can tighten up the pipe cleaners on your frame. You need to find the top center of your wreath frame and attach whatever you're going to use to hang your wreath with. I'm using a pipe cleaner and attaching it to the top center of my frame to use to hang the wreath on the outside. I'm going to use a placemat to cover the back of the wreath to hide all of my work. That way, if you're gifting it or selling it, it can look beautiful on the back, just like on the front. You do this by placing 3 wire ties through the inside of the placemat. You want them on the inside of it, that way it's not scratching someone's door or wall wherever they're hanging it. And then attaching it to the wire frame. After it's attached, I make sure it's tightened to the frame and then use my wire cutters and cut the excess plastic off of the zip ties.